For the Jewish perspective, we now give the floor to Dr. Nadine Larchy, President of the Interfaith and Intercultural Committee of the International Council of Jewish Women. You have the floor, Professor Larchy. Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by saying how honored I feel to be part of this assembly. As a Jewish woman, I was expecting to read just a text, but I found something very inspirational. So maybe the only doubt I have is about the title, which should have been Fratelli e Sorelle Tutti, as well as the term human right is not the same for everyone. The stranger, the foreign one, is the person that we find close to us. Where is our sense of citizenship when there is so much indifference? Why do we exclude the other because they belong to a minority or because they're old? So there must be attention and integration of migrants, even receiving a citizenship, because the encounter among different cultures enriches both parties to be able to accept that the other be themselves. That is at the basis of an harmonious society. And there is no superior or inferior culture. Each one plays their own role in a project of global peace, an individual, an institution, or a government. After a catastrophe, a disaster, we must be able to forgive without a spirit of vengeance, but to put in place a program for reconciliation. The death sentence is absolutely against human dignity. As a Jewish woman, I was particularly in agreement with those passages which speak of the family. You know, we are accustomed to the ideal family, man and women married with children, but there are different types of families, you know, homosexual couples with their wish for being parents. And I think what is also lacking is a statement that condemns violence vis-a-vis children and women. And in our Western society, where everyone works outside the home, when houses are smaller and smaller, the daily care of the elderly or family members that need more attention to nursing homes or homes for disabled people in our ultra-Orthodox culture is a consolidated tradition to take care of the elderly as much as we can. And this causes a clash sometimes, but this may not only be granted when a person comes to ask for forgiveness. The offended person, you know, the roles have changed today. As far as migrants are concerned, there is another approach based on the Tzimtzum approach. At creation, the Eternal One filled the whole world. When he created man and women, he shared the world with them. But then we had so many unfortunate events, the concentration camps, but mercy is synonym for justice and moral righteousness, and it is inscribed in the principle of tzedakah. In the Tzedakah, we also find the Esed principle, which covers the principle of a love of God to the neighbor and the obligations that we have. There are 8 levels of tzedakah, among which to give a job to those who need it or help them without knowing where the help comes from. And so, all the generous donors that the Jewish world know that allows us to open our doors to migrants, like in the 16th century, Donna Garcia Mendez Nasir did. I can only rejoice in living now and not in the centuries of iterative oppression of the church. And nevertheless, the Jews are now being blamed for the pandemic and the caricatures of Jews defiling wells, as in the Middle Ages during the plague epidemic, have been reprinted. Attacks against the synagogues or Jewish people have become commonplace. Religious fanaticism has raised its head again. The world's climate is a big problem. Everyone is talking about it and nothing is being done about it. As a Jew, it is our duty to preserve the world as the Eternal One has given it to us according to the modern definition of the Tikkun Olam. So every year I plant a bush on my terrace to make it greener. As a Jewish woman, mother and grandmother, I hope that I can leave my family with a harmonious world, with a balanced climate, thanks to the efforts of all the women of the world, whatever their religion is. Now, I would like to explain some of the complicated words that I used in my speech. For example, Tikkun Olam has different interpretations by different commentators over the years. It ranges from religious acts such as praying towards social justice, and currently some emphasize the role of human responsibility and action on the world. So our actions must maintain or make the world a better place as it was at the moment of creation. And then the word tzedakah, which is part of the 613 commandments, social justice as well as philanthropy, are tools by which we perform a piece of the Tikkun Olam. And then the word esed, which means love towards the Eternal One among people through medical care, burial services, lending money, clothes, etc., all on a voluntary basis. A small remark: in Hebrew, the vowels are not written and can be changed from chesed, so we come to hasid, which means the one who is love. And then the word tzimtzum, at creation, the Eternal One filled the whole world. When he created man and woman, he shared the world with them, and he reduced his space. Today, it seems that his bubble has become smaller, or in other words, taking up less space in order to share it with us. All these notions are linked to each other, and together they form a model of life that is found in the Kabbalah. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your contribution and for being with us today.